It's Real 92.3, LA's home for hip hop.
Yeah.
You already know Bootleg Kev, Damage, Dre Sinatra, LA legend in here, Defari.
Yes.
Hey, Rule,
thank
ladies
you,
and
man.
gentlemen.
Thank you, man.
The new album is we finally got a new project from Defari.
Yeah, it's been a minute, you know, about 3 years. I guess the mixtape don't really count, but it does count. You know, we put a West Up out too, which was 2 years ago or a year and a half ago with a video. But that was just an expression, an impression for the people.
The new album fully produced by Evidence.
Yeah, man. Rare Poise is the name of the album. Available everywhere. Produced by Evidence.
So wait, there's no Alchemist tracks on this one?
Nah, man, not on this one. And this was because this was the album that my core has always wanted.
Oh, we've always wanted the Evidence.
Thank you. Yeah, they always want an album
project.
solely produced by Evidence, and now they even want an album with he and I going back and forth, like on Don't Hate or Runners from his record or Acknowledgement from my new record. We go back and forth a lot.
Does the streaming world, I know it's like a brand new world for all of us, does that give you more, I guess, motivation to put out more music? You know,
that's a great question. I mean, you would think logistically and mathematically, yes, assuming the people have chose you in some kind of way.
Yeah.
If the people ain't chose you, absolutely not. It doesn't matter. But the more stuff you put out, you would think people would gravitate towards it in that streaming environment before buying it. So I would think so. But once again, you got to have stuff that they like. And I mean, you can tune them out. If you put too much stuff out, you can tune the people out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yo, you know, it's crazy because I grew up around Dilated and J5 and all those guys, and I feel like
Likwit Crew.
that era of hip hop, like for LA, was so crazy. It was like guys like yourself and the Licks and you know, early Exhibit and Dilated Peoples, J5,
Dog Pound,
Visionaries. I mean,
Visionaries,
Freestyle Fellowship. There was just such an amazing, awesome movement in LA back then, and it really kind of
Self-Scientific.
Self-Scientific, Planet Asia, Roscoe, all those guys.
Man.
And it kind of like started to scrape the like mainstream level, like with J5 and Dilated, like when Dilated had, you know, Worst Comes to Worst and This Way with Kanye.
Right.
But like, what, when you think back to that era, man, like what was it like being a factor in that era of LA hip hop? Because I feel like there's definitely, you know, acts like Brockhampton out here in LA and like Tyler the Creator who are real dope, like, you know, who kind of have that similar feel. But like, that was like the Renaissance. What was it like, man, back then, like the Fat Beats era?
It was just kind of like more so being known as, it was an MC thing, you know, doing songs that still represented the West but wasn't gangster. That's all it was primarily. The primary focus of it was like hip hop, you know, so even going back to Far Side, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And the influence, and it's just hip hop, just good hip hop music. And then still with some conscious undertone, but then you still that regular brother who's from the hood or went to school out here, and you still able to spit that real stuff without banging on somebody necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Or without that being your backdrop. You know what I'm saying? And that was always my challenge, to kind of approach it, to give people complex concepts with layman's vernacular.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Was it harder back then to be a LA artist and not be a gangster rapper? Because I feel like
I think when you left the city, yeah, because that's kind of what we was known for.
Right.
But the beauty of music is music manages to produce these circles around the world that shatter all the stereotypes.
That's true.
So if I touch Berlin, I mean, I've been over 30 provinces in Germany in my tenure. And any of them provinces I touch is hip hop that brings all them people out. You know, they know I'm from LA because I'm saying certain stuff, but it's hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? And even whatever genre of the hip hop you were, if you were considered rap, you know, like I remember, because you know I toured with Exhibit for when we was running in 2000 with Restless and
you were on the I'm on
Restless
on the Up and Smoke tour with the X.
No, not Up and Smoke.
Which tour were you on with Exhibit? There was a big tour.
We did a Restless tour when he was. He had songs like X Out and Front to Back, and we did all the summer jams and we did all that stuff. You know, coming off of Dre's Chronic 2001, we both on that record, and that was just kind of meshing the world. But I still was hip hop the whole time. Even on Dre's record, I'm hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's funny how you get cast type a certain type, and then you're underground for your life, or you're
You're like a backpack guy.
Yeah, you're a backpack guy, or you're a trapper now, or whatever you are. But it's all hip hop music at its essence.
I think that's what's cool about nowadays is that like nowadays with the internet and with the way shit is consumed, like I feel like they don't typecast people as much as they used to, unless you kind of want to typecast yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like nowadays, like back in the day, I remember how much of a big deal it was that Kanye got Mos Def and Freeway on the same song.
Yeah.
Right.
When that song came out, that was like, what the fuck? Because that was perceived as two different worlds in hip hop.
Yeah,
like
the
the
street
rock,
and underground.
like the Freeway, like Freeway and Rockefeller and Mos Def on the like that's like.
Well, that's the rap world and the hip hop.
But that
world.
would
And the indie
exploded your
hip-hop.
head, right? But
Yeah.
like nowadays, like that's nothing.
No,
like, everybody
I-
works together.
No, I
like,
still think nowadays it's kind of like that though.
Yes, it still is in certain
Like
circles.
Yeah, like Joey Badass, if he did like a
but
little
like Kendrick,
pump joint.
Kendrick has done records with like Future and like,
Right.
and that's just normal.
But that wasn't, that wasn't.
Nah,
normal.
but Kendrick's on the Mike Will Made It project with
when
Sway
Kendrick
Lee.
when
and,
Kendrick was on New Freezing, you heard that was something left field.
but it wasn't because he's already done songs with Future and Sway Lee and.
Well, you guys are actually saying the
Fredo
same.
Santana,
You guys are
R.I.P.
actually saying the same thing.
Yeah.
The both of you are really saying
Back
the same
then, I
thing.
just felt like
what it's evolved to is what I was saying.
Right.
Like
Back then, I just felt like it was so like segregated. Like it was like,
It was
yo, this is an
underground.
underground guy.
Oh, this is true.
This is the mainstream guy.
Yeah, because as a DJ, it would be like you were either an underground DJ or
Yes.
it's like you were considered a commercial DJ. And like
Right.
just being from LA at that time, your era was like the fat beats, underground. We're gonna go see Mishaps. We're about to go get this record.
Even as a fan, though, like I remember like being a fan. It'd be
Yeah, like a word
"Oh,
of mouth
man,
tour,
that
stuff like
commercial
that."
bullshit. Man, fuck Nelly. I'm riding with KRS.
Did you ever ride
but
with
see-
that? Like side with that? Like, yeah, we part of this underground.
But it wasn't
shit.
really just that black and white. I mean, even though I was proliferate in that indie hip hop world.
Right.
Of course.
But in my car, I was bumping all the stuff that niggas bump.
Right.
You dig? So, I mean, or that we bump, the folks bump, should I say? You can edit that or whatever. My bad. But
That's all good, man.
but it's what. So anything in the streets that was knocking, I was slapping it.
Right.
Whether it was indie, whether it was Too Short, 40, however it went.
course.
You know what I mean? Whether it was a jigger, whatever it was, man. Because I'm just a lover of rap music, man.
100%.
Yeah,
100%,
absolutely.
man. Just good
I feel
music.
like your album is definitely like one of the most top. Me and him always say
Always
this too.
one of the most slept on albums ever,
underrated West
Focus
Coast
Daily.
album.
The Focus
Like,
Daily. Thank
that
you, man.
Focus
Thank
Daily
you.
album, like
Well, I give you a
Classic.
little tidbit. It got it was awarded top 50 hip hop albums of all time in Juice magazine.
Shout out to Juice
Out
Magazine.
of Europe, yeah. So
That's a great album, man.
so they kind of love me more in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Explain your
it's good
guys'
to get that love out there, though, man.
explain you and Evidence's friendship and chemistry, because you guys have obviously. I mean, if you go back, Focus Daily came out before the platform,
Yeah,
before Dilated's first album.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
Work the Angles. Like you could go back and Evidence is in the book, like with long ass hair.
Yeah.
Looking like a whole different person.
yeah. And then their early records are on ABB, which
Yep.
I helped. I co-founded that label with Benny
Or
B.
Benny Boom. Benny B.
Yeah,
Benny B.
Benny B. Yeah, but yeah, Ev did like my first singles. Big Up, and then we did a song called People's Choice, and then I got the deal with Tommy Boy, and that was pretty much it. Here came Focus Daily, and I was kind of ahead of his time, man, because even visually, with me standing in front of the Forum, and then
The Defari
The
jersey.
Defari
on.
Laker jersey.
the Defari jersey, and people was bugging off of that, and I'm pointing at the Forum and saying Focus Daily, but it was more so like that cover is saying a simple sentence. It's saying I've been here.
Right.
I've been here. Like I'm really from here though. I'm really here. That's what that cover was always saying, and it still says that. It's kind of one of the hardest covers, lightweight from the
No,
west,
it
from the
definitely-
west of all time.
It
That's-
definitely says something.
I don't know. It's debatable.
Another thing too, do you think working with Tommy Boy was any type of a setback at that time? Like as far as like they didn't understand you as an artist? Like I feel like they
Man,
didn't
great
connect,
question, Dre,
and they
because-
didn't know how to support an artist like
See,
you.
that's a floodgate question. But I'm not going to
But
flood.
I'm just saying,
not going to
'cause
flood
no,
the
no,
gates.
I
but
mean,
that's,
no, you know what
but
it is,
that's,
though? No,
that's a
it's-
floodgate question. Let me
now
tell
we
you
can
why.
answer- now you
Let
can
me tell
answer
you
that
why.
question.
Let me tell you why. Because I wanted to come back and do 405 Fridays. I was
Yeah.
ready. I was
Feeling
ready
good,
to
like
do
when the
four.
Lakers traded
Man,
Friday.
I was ready to
Oh.
do the video. And you know what's funny is nowadays, the videos be so cheap to do.
Right.
But back then it was big old budgets, you know.
Right.
I was getting a budget, and you had to get the budget cleared through all this red tape and all these people, and Silverman had to sign off on it. And come on, dude.
Now you got homie with a camera. You on?
I just wanted to get on the 405 and do 405 Fridays.
Right.
You know, because I did the posse cut, which was to kind of catapult me.
Right.
That you see the plan, what they did. Liquid Connection, you know, and I'm on there. It's kind of fun. When you look back on it, it's kind of comedic nowadays. I even laugh at my damn self. But, you know, and then I do the Hayukit at the end, and it's we in the octagon and the whole thing. I'm running. And so that was cool, right? Whatever. It was entertaining. We on BET. We running. I mean, BET played that video a lot. I remember Rap City back then. Come back with the 405 Fridays. Come back.
So you never got that chance to come back with that 405.
Man, it was like an annulment, man. It wasn't even no real divorce, my G. It was like we was never married. You know, it was one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Are you ever inspired to bring some of those things back now? You know, it's a different land now where you could just put things out on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you can shoot a video for that
absolutely,
song now.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I feel like you have the fan base that's been, you know, kind of itching for some
But
of
that's
this stuff.
crazy you say that. That's run across my mind. But you know, I like to really treat my fans to what's waving now. You know, where we at now. Because I've only just gotten better, man. I've only got better. The music's only got better. The melodies, everything, man. And I just like to treat my fans to where we at now. I love nostalgia, though. Don't get it twisted. But if I didn't catch the pocket, that's another reason why I wouldn't do it now, because the pocket was in.
Right.
You know, those rhymes was in. Everything about the song was right then. When the Lakers traded Vlade, it was all right then, you know. Look over, see a bro look like Sade.
You know how many blunts I smoked on the 405 freeway to that song, man?
How many?
Come on, bro. I put it like this: Swishers and Garcia Vega at that time.
Man, Vegas.
They got my money at that time,
Will,
bro.
will we see like any sort of Likwit Crew reunion on a track?
Ain't that the bombshell question? Not on this album, nah.
But like is that like you got like it's like King T and the Licks? You still talk to Tash? You still talk to Swift?
Yeah, all the brothers. Yeah, I still talk to all the brothers, man. I got nothing but love for them. Always. You know, from X to Tila to the Licks. You know, J-Ro, Tash, E Swift, to Madlib and Jay the Wild Child and DJ Rome's and you know, barbershop MCs. Yeah, I talked to all my liquid
That would be
cats,
dope,
you know.
man.
So we can't expect like a little get together, like a little barbecue. You know how
barbecue.
You know how Hyro has like Hyro Day. Like
Hyro Day is dope.
You don't think we can get like a liquid day type thing going on? Like
all the ingredients.
Yeah,
are
I
there.
feel like it takes somebody like you to facilitate that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really be like, it just takes that one person to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this shit. It's like, why wouldn't they support you?
It does. It would just take some organization and some sponsorship. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all it would take. Just like how Hyro does it. Organization.
Absolutely.
And very professional sponsorship, you know.
Besides Focus Daily, in your opinion, what's another one of the most slept on West Coast hip hop albums of all time?
Slept on?
Yeah, or best. Underrated. From your era, from like your, you know.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
I always say Expansion Team, man. I think Expansion Team is like one of the best albums ever.
Yeah, and I don't think it was that slept on, but I guess in the bigger scheme of things, yeah, because you're right. Doing gold back then or 400,000, you're slept on.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
400,000.
So,
people pray to do 400,000.
So yeah, yeah. We'll say Expansion Team. That's a good one.
Expansion Team's
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Is that your favorite Dilated album? You killed it on there, obviously.
He has like that little 2-minute song.
I like 2020. I like 2020. But Expansion Team, it probably has to be my most known Dilated moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
We gotta get the whole crew back together, man. Evidence just put out an album. You just
Whether or Not. That's the name of Evidence album on Rhyme Sayers.
And it's
doing
fire.
really well.
It's
yeah, man.
Fire.
Everybody
Need a new
loves
Dilated album.
Wait,
man.
hold on. So, you know what? We just kind of slept on this gem. You said you were a co-owner of ABME?
Yeah. I was a co-founder of it. Yeah.
All right, so I just want to know if it was true that I heard it was like one of the records that did
Work
like
the Angles is the biggest selling independent piece single ever, right? Hip hop.
A vinyl, yeah.
Vinyl ever,
I think a vinyl was
Rough,
one of them.
if you had to
all
just
times.
guesstimate about how many units
The
y'all think,
rework, remix.
if you just had to estimate about how many pieces y'all moved of that, roughly, independent, what would you say?
of that one single,
That one single in itself.
man, I don't know. That's a good
You
question.
think it was gold, platinum?
No, I don't think it was that much because it was an indie. It was an indie vinyl.
Because at that
thing.
time, everybody had to buy 2 of them. At that time, it was like you
Work
needed
the Angles
doubles.
was that shit.
It's like you had to
I don't want
have
to. I don't want to even speculate because I don't want to misquote it. I'd have to look it up myself.
Work the Angles was that joint.
Man, I know I like 2 or 4.
Who produced
for
Work
sure.
the Angles?
Cut Master Kurt.
Yeah.
That shit was so cold.
Yeah, Cut Master Kurt. We recorded that in his bathroom.
Man,
Yeah, man.
L.A. hip
I
hop
work
history.
the angle sharp and precise.
Come on, man.
Dilated peoples. You better think twice.
Well, look, we're gonna have you freestyle
Hey,
Yes.
because you're Defari. Hey, Ruin, you one of the coldest.
And
man.
like, what else is new, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's only right, man. The album is out right now.
Yeah, Rare Poise.
It's on Spotify everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Tidal, Spotify's,
lit.
whatever.
Go support
Apple
it.
Music. You know,
Go support this man. And
Fat Beats for vinyl and the CD.
and we have a lot of young people who have never heard of you. Go back and check out Focus Daily too.
Yeah. Go back and do some research or just
have fun
come
and
into
check
the
it
now.
out.
Just come into the now. Jump on board now. You know,
So the
Throw
new
that-
project
Welcome in all y'all.
available on everything, right?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Go support
Rare
it.
Poise.
Go support it. Rare
Defari.
Poise. Defari, right here, Real 92.3,
Yeah.
LA's home for hip hop.